Hi, I'm Maria and welcome to your yoga practice. I'm at Nova Yoga in the heart of the city at 125 Longs Hill. And today's practice is a nourishing and gentle flow for your muscles, for your joints, and all your supportive connective tissues. Give yourself some time to come to a comfortable seated posture. You might like to sit on a blanket or a pillow. You might like to have some blocks for your practice as well, or anything that you'd like to have for support. And as you come to that comfy seat, know that you'll have choices in everything we do today, and really let this practice be what you need it to be. So here you might close your eyes or maybe soften your gaze. Let your shoulders roll away from the ears. Bring a little space to the back of the teeth and maybe smooth the forehead and soften your temples. And if it connects to you, you might float a hand up to the heart, maybe a hand to the belly. And as you notice the flow of your breath, and with your next breath in, welcome your whole self to this practice. And then let the exhale go. And as you breathe in again, notice that soft rising and fall of the belly, breathing into belly, rib cage up to the heart. And then letting that breath go. And taking one more inhale and one more soft, soothing exhale. And then let your hands come to rest on your knees or on your legs. Gently bow the head towards the heart. Start to open your eyes and allow the eyes to adjust to the light. Know that you can keep your eyes closed as well. And then with your next breath in, as you come back to your neutral spine, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And then with your exhale out, let your shoulders ease and soften down the back. And we'll take that a couple of more times. Breathing in, shoulders lifting and rising. Exhale to let them soften. And then taking one more round, full breath in. And full breath out. And then pausing here with your neutral spine. And then with your next breath, you might choose to look over towards your right shoulder, if that feels like a comfortable stretch for your neck. And another option here is to gently let your right ear tip over to your right shoulder. And feel free to pause in stillness, let this stretch settle into the body. And if you'd like to add on a little movement, lifting up your left arm, floating it out to the side. And then as you breathe in, lift the arm up a little off the mat, and as you breathe out, let it float back down. And then we'll move with our breath. Inhale here to lift the arm gently up. Exhale to let it soften. And then one more just like that, full breath in. And then full breath out. And bring your hand back to your leg. And then slowly, mindfully bring your head back up to center. Give yourself a spacious breath in. Long, soft breath out. And then here you might choose to look over to your left shoulder, or maybe you let the ear soften over to the shoulder here. Let that settle in, find that right spot for you. And then perhaps your arm floats out to the side if that feels okay, if you'd like to add on a little movement. And then as you breathe in, float the arm up nice and slow, nice and steady. And then exhale out, let the arm float back down. And then breathing in again, floating the arm up. And then exhale to let it soften. We'll take that one more time. Full inhale. And soft exhale. Then bring your hand back to your knee. Then slow, mindfully bring your head back up to center. And then let's take another shoulder shrug here. Breathing in, lift your shoulders up. And then exhale out, let your shoulders ease and soften down the back. And then we'll slide our hands a little closer to the knees here. And then with your next breath in, letting the belly soften forward, start to lift the heart up towards the sky. Find a slight gaze upward. And then with your exhale out, round through your back body, draw your belly in and bring your chin a little closer to your chest. Moving through our seated cow and cat, breathing in, lift the heart, hug the shoulder blades together. And then exhale out, soft rounding into the back body. And we'll flow with that one more time. Full breath in. And full breath out. Now the next time you breathe in, come back to your neutral spine. Arms can float up towards the sky. Hands can stay on the knees as well. And then with our exhale out, we'll twist over to the right here. Landing your hand to your knee, to your shin, maybe up to the heart. And then the other hand pressing into the earth behind you here like a second spine or a kickstand. And as you take a full breath in, find yourself lengthening through the center of your body. And then with your exhale out, a soft, mindful rotation into your twist. And then we'll take another breath in, we'll come back to center. Arms might float up towards the sky again if that feels good. And then exhale out, moving over to your left. Feel yourself pressing into the support of the earth. Lengthen through the center of your body, sit tall. And then on your exhale here, that slow, soft rotation into your twist. And then we'll come back to center. We'll keep the hands to the knees. We'll take one more shoulder shrug here. Take a breath in, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Soft breath out. Let them ease down the back. Now let's start to make our way into hands and knees. And as you transition into hands and knees, know you're welcome to bring along some padding. I have my blanket here with me today, and you might have a soft pillow, a couple of knee pads, or anything that you'd like to have for yourself. Come into a neutral tabletop, wrists landing underneath the shoulders, and if there's any tenderness with the wrists, you can lay blocks down and maybe bring your forearms down to the blocks to give your wrists a little break. Feel yourself hugging your shoulders in towards your midline here, upper arm bones hugging into the shoulder joint. Draw the low belly in and up, connect to your steady center. Toes tucked here, hips landing over the knees. From here, we'll take our right foot behind us. We'll land the right toes onto the mat. And this is where you might pause, pressing out through the right heel, building strength around your right knee and your quadriceps. Another option here is to begin to lift your right leg up, bring your right leg in line with the spine. So adding on another balance challenge if you'd like. You might slide your left hand forward, maybe land 5 fingers onto the mat. And another option here is to lift your left arm up. So taking a full breath in. Full breath out. Lower your hand down, lower your knee down, shift the weight. Step your left toes behind you, land your left toes onto the mat, press out through your heel, strong around the knee and the thigh. And this is where you might be, creating space and length through the hamstrings. You might explore lifting your leg up, see how that feels for you, and this is where you might pause. Another option here is to add on a balance challenge. Take your right hand, reach it forward, all 5 fingers, pressing onto the mat. And another option here is to explore lifting your right arm up. Give yourself a breath in. And breath out, bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Knees together or knees separated apart, bringing big toe mounds towards each other. And then let your head rest either onto the floor, maybe onto stacked hands, or here you might reach for your block. Bring it on a low or medium height. Let your whole body rest there. And then it might feel nice to add a little movement for the neck and for the shoulders, letting your head rock from side to side. Noticing your range of motion there. And then taking a full round of your breath as you let the whole body soften. And then let your head, your neck come back to neutral. Start to rise up again into hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Slide your hands back to meet your knees here, and then slowly roll onto the soles of your feet. Walk your feet to about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider here. Generous bend in the knees and let the weight of the upper body release. Feel free to let the hands dangle or hold on to opposite forearms. Sway from side to side here, maybe nod the head yes and no. And then if you had the elbows held, release the hands down, shake out the hands, shake out the wrists. So anything that might feel good for your arms, your shoulders, your head, your neck. And then start to come back into stillness and press the four corners of both feet down into the earth here. Base of your big toe, base of your pinky, inner and outer edge of your heel. And then with your next breath in, slide your hands up to meet your shins or to meet your thighs. Lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine. Lift the crown of the head forward. And then on your exhale out, soften back into your fold. With your next breath in, bring your hips back in space. Press the earth away, arms reaching up towards the sky, reaching tall. And then on your exhale here, hands coming to the heart. Give yourself a full breath in. Full breath out. Let your arms come down by the side, and we'll take a few mindful steps up to the top part of the mat. We'll bring our mountain pose there. As you land, give yourself time to find that place where you feel most supported through the four corners of your feet. Find a little softness in the knees here. Lengthen through the spine. Let your shoulders ease down the back. And then when you're ready to breathe in, we'll sweep the arms out wide. We'll reach them up and overhead. And then on your exhale out, palms pressed together, hands come back to the heart. We'll take another breath in, arms sweep out wide, reaching the hands up towards the sky. And then with your exhale here, palms coming back to the heart. We'll take one more round like that. Find your space, find your breath as you breathe in. And then soft, slow exhale out as the hands circle back down to the heart. Now we'll start to add on. We'll take an inhale here, arms reach up towards the sky, pausing there. We'll take our right hand down to the right side of the body and know that your left hand can reach up, left hand can also come down to the hip. Feel yourself lengthen through the center of the body here as you take a breath in. And then with your exhale out, start to side bend over to the right. And as you do this, you might look up, you might look forward, you might look down to the floor. Come back through center, tall spine again, and then on your exhale out, reaching over to your right. And now let's flow through that again. Breath in, back through center. Exhale out, reaching over to the right. And then breathing in, back through center. Exhale out, over to the left. Now this time with you, as you breathe in, bring both arms up towards the sky. And then as you breathe out, bring hands to heart center, a little more softness in your knees. Shift your weight into your left foot and step your right foot behind you here, coming into warrior one. So the left toes point towards the top of the mat, right foot is pointing towards the top right corner of the mat or in that direction. Find what feels good to you there. Press down into your left foot, press strong, out through your back foot here, strong around your right knee. Tall through your spine here, and you might pause in stillness for this flow, or you might bring your arms out to goddess or cactus arms. And then as you breathe in, start to hug your shoulder blades together and gently lift up through the heart. And then as you breathe out, softly round and reach the arms forward. So breathing in to hug the shoulder blades together, expand across the front of the shoulders. And then exhale out, softly reaching forward. And then we'll take that one more time, breathing in. And breathing out. And then as you breathe in again, arms might sweep up towards the sky or hands might come back to the heart. Roll onto the ball of your back foot here and then spring your right foot forward to meet your left. And we'll take another inhale. And soft exhale. And we'll take another breath in, arms sweeping out, reach them up and overhead. And then on your exhale out, palms come together, that little bit of softness in the knees. Shift your weight into your right foot and then slide your left foot behind you. Right toes pointing forward, left toes pointing towards the top left corner of the mat or in that direction. Find what feels good for the knee. Press both feet down here, draw the low belly in and up tall through your spine. And feel free to pause in stillness, or here you might bring your arms out to the side. And then as you breathe in, that wave of the spine lifting through the heart, hug the shoulder blades together. And then as you exhale out, a soft rounding and reaching. And we'll take that again, full breath in, expand. Exhale out, softly round through the spine, the upper back body. And then we'll take that once more, breathing in. And breathing out. And then come back to your tall spine, arms up towards the sky, or maybe hands to the heart. Roll onto the ball of your back foot, lightly spring off that foot, step left foot forward to meet the right. Steady inhale. Long, soft exhale. Let your arms come down by the side. Find what feels good here in terms of movement. And then from here, we'll face the long edge of your mat. And as you do, feel free to bring some blocks along with you. Place them about shoulder height there on that side of your mat, and then walk your feet a little bit wider. And as we bring our feet a little bit wider, we'll spin the toes out and have the heels pointing in. And we're here with our feet at about a 45-degree angle. Press down through the four corners of your feet, tall through your spine here. And then as you breathe in, sweep your arms out wide, reach the hands up and overhead, create a V shape with your arms. And now as you exhale out, reach the arms out wide and start to sit back into your goddess pose, bending at the knees, and then bring the hands back to the heart. So we'll press the earth away here, sweep the arms out, reach them up and overhead. And then as you exhale out, feel yourself sitting back into your hip strength. Feel the space that you're creating in the hips. Slow and steady, mindful with your breath. And then we'll take one more round of that full breath in here, expanding in all directions. And then exhale out, sitting back into your goddess pose, bringing hands to the heart. Pausing here, breathing in and breathing out. Now lengthen through your legs, slide your hands down to your hips, and start to turn your toes so that your toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Outside edges of the feet are lining up to the short edges of the mat. A little bend into the knees here. Take a breath in, lengthen through your spine. And now on your exhale out, start to fold at the hips here. The legs steady, spine is tall. As we make our way into a forward fold, so you might slide your hands down to your thighs, and then eventually your hands come down to your blocks. Take a breath in here to lengthen through the legs, lengthen through the spine, broaden across your collarbones. And now on your exhale out, if you have 2 blocks, stack them one on top of the other here on the lowest height. Take your left hand to the block, and then with your breath in, right hand to the hip, or right arm reaching up towards the sky. And then on your exhale out, come back to center. Now switching over to the other side, we'll flow with our breath. Sweeping the arm up towards the sky, slowly rotating rib cage, shoulder, and spine. And then we'll take that again, breathing in, arm floating out. Maybe the hand to the hip. Exhaling out back to center. Gently rotating the rib cage, the upper back, the shoulders into your twist. And then returning back to center. And then we'll flow with that one more time. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then another round of your breath, finishing off that last side. And now coming back to center, separate your blocks like they were before. Take a breath in, lengthen legs, lengthen spine. A little softness in your knees, slide your hands up to your thighs and then slowly rise up, just like we lower down into our fold. At the top, you might shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and then exhale out, let your shoulders soften down the back. Take your time to heel toe your feet back into the center of your mat. And then we'll make our way to the top of the mat and we'll flow down to the mat together. Return to your mountain pose here. Feel the feet rooting down, that little bit of softness in your knees. Spine tall, shoulders releasing down the back. As you breathe in, sweep the arms out, reach them up and overhead. As you breathe out, softly bend the knees, make your way into your fold. Take your breath in here, slide your hands up to meet the shins or your thighs, lengthen legs, lengthen spine. And then with your exhale out, bring your hands down to the mat. Take your time to step back into hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, we'll make our way into child's pose. So sweeping onto the floor, lying down. Sweep your feet off to the side. And then slide your hands underneath your thighs and slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Bend your knees gently. And if you'd like to have some support underneath the head, you might slide a pillow or a blanket to the head here. And then walk your feet a little wider to the long edges of your mat and sweep your arms out open into a T if that feels okay for the shoulders. Give yourself a full breath in, let the whole back body soften. Let the shoulders relax, let the head feel heavy. Let your whole body rest into the support of the floor. And know that you're welcome to pause right here in stillness, or you can take a breath in. And then when you're ready to let that breath go, let your knees softly fall to the right, and you might pause them on the way down. You might let gravity take over here. And then when you're ready to breathe in again, bring your knees back through center. And then on your exhale out, let your knees softly fall over to the left. And then we'll move with the flow of the breath with the inhale, knees through center. And the exhale, knees to the right. And finding your own breath pace here, your own rhythm. And if you'd like to slow things down a little, the next time you find your knees falling over to the right, you might pause for a little while longer there. Maybe your head gently turns to the left if that feels okay. And know that the feet and the knees can be separated. You can also slide your left leg on top of the right for your twist. Take your time to settle and to feel the support of the floor below. full round of your breath. And then bring your head back to center, let your knees move through center. And then the knees falling to the left, maybe the head turns to the right here. Know that the feet can stay just as they are. Right leg might also slide on top of the left, whatever feels right for your body. And then soften into this twist with another slow round of your breath. And then bring your head back to center and your knees back to center. Give yourself a moment to arrive and to maybe bring the arms down by the side. And then decide where you'd like to go for your rest here. You might lengthen your legs out long. You might keep your knees bent. Arms might float out to the side. Hands might land onto the belly. And know that you can be here in seated or lying on the side, any comfortable resting posture for you. Let your eyes gently close. And I'll end our practice here, but feel free to stay as long as you'd like. And when you're ready to finish your practice, you might bring your hands to heart center, palms pressing together or hands resting on the heart, and send lots of gratitude to yourself for dedicating this time to you today. And I send my gratitude out to you for sharing your practice with me. Have a beautiful day.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
This is Rogers TV.
Hey everybody.